Yo guys, welcome to Protoss Silver 1 PvP. Okay, so more of the same, boys. Refining priorities, learning priorities, refining them, getting better at them, doing everything like that. Cannon rush him. No, this is not troll hour. So we made a pylon. As soon as we make a gate, that probe that builds the gateway is going to scout his base. Are you still maxing out at 1050? Yes. Silver League is at 1050 max. On average, I'm going to drop for Protoss and Terran. I'm starting at 1050. Or sorry, for Protoss and Terran, I'm starting at 11 minutes. And I'm going to drop it down by about 10 seconds per league. That is your quota. That is not what you have to hit. If you hit it, if you beat that, just know that that's good. If you don't beat that, it means you need to work more on it. And if you hit it exactly, it means it's acceptable. You will still improve. You're still playing a little bit. You're playing well enough to keep advancing, basically, is my point. That is what that means if you hit the timer. It's a nice goal to strive for. And it's great if you smash it. It's even better if you just smash that goal and you're like, cool. Okay, so we can see he didn't expand. That's all we care about, right? I just wanted to see if he was going to expand. He did not. Let's make a second gateway, guys. Let's be safe. Let's go ahead and make a pylon. Yo, Thongya. Thank you very much for the 4 months, man. Welcome back with the 4-month resub. How you doing, dude? What's up? What's going down? Yo, ViBE, when you have someone hitting your third base building, how long do you let it go before canceling it?
Last 100 for the Genius Race.
Yo, Rudy, thank you very much, man, for the bits. Thank you, man. If someone's hitting your third base and you want to cancel it, if you think you're going to cancel it immediately if you're a low league player. Otherwise, don't even pay attention to it at all. You can let it die, and that's also fine. You think, guys, that sounds crazy, right? You're like, wait, what? Your bigger, more important goal is generation of money, not conserving what you already have. Later on, when we get more multitasking, you can totally wait till the last second and cancel it. But for now, generating money is your goal. That is your biggest goal. If you don't generate money properly, that's a problem. ViBE until what supply should you follow a build order? Don't worry about build orders until you're in at the very minimum gold league. If you're not in gold league and you're worrying about build orders, it's a mistake. Hi, dude. Okay, so we can see a nice pylon on my base. Let's go ahead and just move my stalkers over there. And don't look at it, guys. Don't look at it. Okay? It's not because we're trying to be cool. It's because if you look at it, guaranteed you're going to get distracted by it, and you're going to start staring at it and not macro. And that's not what we want to be doing right now. Looking at it turns you to stone. Now, if you really want to, you can look at it, but you really need to make probes while you look at it if you do that. Don't just get mesmerized by it and be like, ooh, pylon's dying. Because that's not good. Okay, so we're going to take another base, guys, because we can afford it. We can afford it. Let's also go ahead and throw down a robo too, because we can also afford it. And then go back to making production again. Let's go ahead and throw down our gases at our third base, or at our natural rather. And keep making stalkers. Okay, we'll make a warp and stalker. And this is now done. Warp and stalker as well. Let's make another pylon because we're going to block soon. But yeah, all we're doing, guys, chrono boosting my probes and making workers. That's it. Same as before. Rally my dudes to my third because the space is fully saturated. Make a couple pylons because we're very close to blocking. We can make another couple pylons. We just made 4 pylons. We don't want a supply block. Let's go ahead and make an observer. And then we'll make, just in case, you never know. Just make an observer and then we'll make immortals. I hope this guy goes for like a delayed economy and goes more aggressive, because I would really love to show you guys the example of the thing that everyone's paranoid about when I play this way, which is, ViBE, wouldn't you just die if he attacked you? There's a good chance that's a no. There's a good chance I would live if he attacked me, because if this guy was a Masters player and he had a really efficient timing attack build, yes, I probably would die. But do people in gold, even gold, yeah, do people in bronze, silver, and gold play efficiently? The answer is honestly no, they don't. They really don't play efficiently. And how do you play efficiently, do you ask? It's the thing we've been talking about all the time. Workers take priority. The only time it is ever okay to not build workers is if you are cutting workers at a certain number to do a timing. That's it. If you're going to do a timing, if you're like, I'm doing a immortal timing, and you stop building workers because you're now chrono boosting immortals out, and you made it the exact number of gateways that your current probes can handle, that's correct. That's fine. That makes sense. But if you're like, okay, I'm going to cut probes, and I'm going to make 4 gates, and then 40 seconds later, I'm going to make another 2 gates, and then I'm going to start making probes again. That doesn't make any sense. If you cut probes, you had better be doing a timing. It's the only reason why you would ever cut probes. It doesn't make any sense otherwise. Until you're at optimal saturation. Seriously. It's the biggest fail of everyone's gameplay that is trying to learn this game. It's the biggest fail. Okay, now we're gonna make keep making my units, boys. And notice how I made 4 more gates because we made 4 more gates because we're ramping that money up. Can't really spend it. Let's go ahead and get a Twilight Council, so because look at our gas. We can get a Templar Archives here pretty soon to start Archons. We can keep chrono boosting our probes 1 more time, and we'll be fully saturated. Fix our minerals, send our probes up here. The space is almost fully saturated. Let's take a new base. Start some units. And look, we have all production being made. This is awesome. Probe count is 84. That is awesome. And we're good. Now my money, and we're transferring probes around that are being oversaturated. Now let's go ahead and do that same thing we always do, which is, let's go ahead and start the Templar Archives. And do you know what building I'm going to make now? The upgrades? Forge, forge, forge. Easy peasy. Keep making units. And the next time we get a bit of extra money, after we start all these, what's the next thing we're probably going to do? Because we're getting close to maxing out and we want to have options. I've done it many times in almost every single Protoss game. And it comes from this building. It's going to be, and again, you guys can answer if you want. You don't have to answer if you don't want to. But the answer is, I will add on a couple of cannons to all my bases to be safe. And we will, because we are still, we're capping out our money pretty hard with our current production. So we're not ready for more production just yet. We're going to do this first. A couple cannons at every base. And now this helps me not get screwed if I get attacked by anything, whether it be air units, whether it be DTs, whatever. This just makes it makes problems disappear that could potentially arise 2 minutes from now or 5 minutes from now. It gets rid of future problems. Yo, Sapien, thank you very much for the 5 gifted subs, man. Sapien, I appreciate you, dude. How you doing, man? Okay. And now let's go ahead and get our forge upgrades. Chrono boost all of them. And now all my gates are capped out. I have the cannon defense set up really well. We're good on that. Now let's go ahead and actually add on the gates, boys. Let's do some gates. Just throw down another like 6 of them or something. Or whatever. We just added like 8. That's fine. Yo, Dr. Dark Knight, thank you as well for the sub, the 10-month resub. Double-digit month subs. I love you, ViBE. I love you too, man. How you doing, dude? How's your day going? Okay, mass voids. So, grab my army and a move towards them. And let's, you know, maybe now we make a couple of pylons over here so we can ramp up our gateway count. Keep making units, right? He unpowered my stuff. Keep making units, boys. What's my probe count? 84? It's still looking juicy. Really good. Okay, so let's add some more gates. Gateway, gateway, gateway. That's enough gateways. Okay, now, finally, let's do something like this. Because look at our supply. We're basically maxed out. Okay, he's here again, so let's go attack him again. Make Archons and A-move his army. Let's make our forges somewhere else too, because he just killed all my forges. We're not panicking. There's no reason to panic. Okay, it seems like he doesn't ever really want to fight me, so how about we do this? A-move, shift the ramp, shift the wall, shift the natural, shift the ramp, shift his main. Seems like he doesn't want to attack me, so we'll go ahead and just let him be the guy that doesn't want to attack ever, and we'll go kill his base. And if this turns into a base trade, then it turns into a base trade. We know how to deal with those things. Let's go ahead and start another base of our own. And we can keep making units in the process while things die. Start my upgrades. Doom, doom, doom. Chrono, chrono, chrono. We're out of minerals pretty much. Let's start going into gas-heavy stuff. Look at my supply, guys. We're still looking great. I can make one more pylon here so I have more warp-in potential. More like just room to work with. Okay, what's my saturation look like? Good. Not good. Grab 4. Good. Good. And fresh. We'll grab one of my probes and we'll make cannon, cannon, call it a day. We shift click that mineral line. And since this dude, here's another tip. Since we're fighting someone who's going very heavy void ray, there's no reason to keep making immortals. So we're just kind of cutting immortals out of our production now. We're just going into stalkers and archons now. Because immortals cannot shoot air units. Okay, so he's up here. He's killing this base. Let's select my whole army and go up there. And we'll retake another base somewhere else. And what's my probe count looking like? It's still good so far. A move his army. Chrono my upgrades. Keep making units. Okay, now he's got a base right in my face. A move it. Shift A move this base. Shift A move this base. Shift A move his natural. Shift A move his main. Because he seems like he's trying to be really greedy now. Keep my probes producing greatly. Like, oh, we're also down in probes now. Make a few more. We lost some in that exchange just now. Get my upgrades going. Doom, doom, doom. Transfer some probes. Keep making units. Just make archons until we run out of gas and then make stalkers. What's my probe count? 84 still? It's looking good. Let's go ahead and start a couple of gases here and a pylon. Again, what I did here was I go BA, BA, BD, shift, let go of shift, right click shift. If I have 2 probes, I can make 2 gases at the same time. That's a little advanced. You can do it with 1 probe if you want to, but you can also do it with 2. And you can issue the first 2 commands without shift. Because if you issue 2 commands with 2 of the same thing, it makes one of them do it in order of however close they are to it. Hey, there we go. Nice. So let me explain this again, okay? You guys might not understand what I just said. Let me explain it in a This is another way to control your units, okay? So I could go like this. I could just go probe, click one probe. And I could go B, A, hold shift, click, let go of shift, hold shift, B in, click, let go of shift, hold shift, B D, click, let go of shift, hold shift, right click the mineral line. I could do that. That's fine. That works. Or, since I have 2 probes, I could go like this. I could go BA, click, BA, click. Because 2 probes will do it, and then I could hold shift, build a nexus, let go of it, hold shift, build a pylon, let go of it, click the mineral patch. Which would look like this. It's pretty much the same shit. Just know that you can do it, you can do multiple commands with multiple probes. Like for instance, if I want to make 2 pylons. If I make 1 pylon with 1 probe, I'm like, no, let's make this pylon actually. No, this one. No, this one. No, this one. No, this one. The probe keeps repeating, like it's like, oh, what do I want to do? I don't know. But if I hold shift, it'll do it all day. However, if I have 2 probes, I can go 2 pylons. And they'll both do it. So when I do the gas like that, I go BA, BA. B in, click, let go shift, hold shift, BD, let go shift, hold shift, right click the mineral line. What I just showed you, the feature I just showed you is called smart casting. The AI of this game will always select the closer unit to whatever the task is, and it'll only tell one thing to do it. If you tell it to happen one time. So if I want to make a pylon and I want the pylon to go here, the probe on the right will go to build it. If I want to make a pylon over here, the probe on the left will go to build it. Observe. No, I want to probe on pylon right actually. It always makes whatever's closer to do it. I want a pylon over here. Which probe do you think is going to move? It's the left one. Which probe do you think is going to move? It's the right one. Smart casting. It works for units too. We'll learn more about that when we start microing, but yeah. It works for buildings. It works for all units in all ways. Why did you turn off rapid fire? I didn't. I did not turn it off. I have it enabled. But I'm not going to teach people in Silver League how to rapid fire. Yeah, it's evolution, an evolutionary like growth. Teaching people I know a lot of people. I read this kind of stuff all the time when I'm doing this. A lot of people want me just to throw like GM level shit at you right away. Like, why isn't this happening? But these are things that like literally you shouldn't even worry about in low leagues. Shouldn't even be a factor. So it's all it is if you do worry about it is it's a distraction. It's something that's gonna be like, how did I rapid fire again? And then you're gonna fuck it up and then you're gonna be like, ah, God, should just not even use this thing. Once you have like a decent foundation, we'll teach you guys shit like that. I would say Diamond League is probably when I'll start teaching you guys rapid fire, because Diamond League is the first actual micro league. Is Terran gonna be rough this time around? Yep, it is. It's not. I'm gonna struggle at Master League with Terran. I don't like playing Terran there. Okay, so it's Protoss, and he doesn't have a natural yet. But he is building it as natural. This really looks like he wants to take a natural. Whenever someone builds at their natural, it really looks like, usually, more often than not, they will then want to take their natural. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our natural. And again, this is also another thing where build order doesn't matter. If you end up taking a natural, it's not the end of the world. You know why? This is why, okay? This is why. When we scouted him to see if he had a natural or not, He didn't have the natural, but he only did have one gateway. Okay. So I'm not really worried. You should not be worried. Like, this looks really heavily as like, okay, natural's going down soon. And also, there's not like this emphasis on he's building a bunch of shit already. If he wanted to do like a one base all in, he would have already been setting up to do it. That's what one base all ins are. They're fast. They need to be fast. Otherwise, if I play standard macro, I still win either way. So we can go into a second gateway and a robo. We'll make a pylon over here just to have a pylon in that area. And we're still making probes, guys. We still haven't stopped making probes the whole time. And now we'll be able to afford 2 gates and a robo as soon as they're done. So the production's been ramped up a little bit again. Keep chrono boosting my probes. Nice. Things are going great, guys. Things are going well. Okay, so let's get an observer on the robo. Just one, that's fine. And make a stalker. See, all my production's going. All my probes are going. Everything is flowing. We have a nice supply cushion right now. This is about that time. What are we going to do now? I'm going to take a fucking third base is what we're going to do. Okay, my probes are being killed. Stalkers, go deal with it. Let's take our gases. Let's take a pylon as well. Keep making those probes. We keep looking at the white boxes on the Nexus. I'm not actually staring at the bar of the Nexus. I do look at the chrono boost, but I'm not actually staring at the bar of the Nexus. I'm just looking at the white boxes, and I'm always making sure there are 2 boxes. 2 boxes. You can also look at the progress bar of the probe if you want to. It's not the worst. You will eventually start doing that at some point. But 2 boxes is really all you got to look at. 2 boxes, 2 boxes, 2 boxes. Look at your supply. Supply's getting blocked soon. Make some fucking supply. Let's go ahead and transfer probes to my new base. We're going to have to grab 7. There you go. Boom. Let's go ahead and start a Twilight Council because our gas is getting kind of high, so we can get ready to start having the ability to make Archons soon. And look at my money once again. Probes are being produced. Production is fully capped out. Once again, what are we going to do right now? The money is starting to get out of control. I'm starting to not be able to spend it. We're going to take another base. Because probe count's not perfect yet. Efficiency, boys! Efficiency! Chrono boost my probes. Let's make a Templar Archives. So we can start making Archons too. We have extra money. All our probes are being produced. We have extra money, so with this extra money, let's make okay, there's stuff attacking me. A move up to my 3rd. Let's get a 2nd observer because this guy's going DTs. Send some probes up to my 3rd as well. And let's go ahead. Because he's going DTs, let's go ahead and start our forges now then. We'll do forges before. Uh-oh. Please don't let my internet be crashing again. It happened yesterday too. I don't think it's me. I don't think it's me. But because this guy, or you know what? Fuck it. I'm not doing this. We'll go gateways. I'm not gonna make this confusing. I don't want to switch it up on you guys. More gates. Just leave my rally point in front of my natural. We'll keep making units in front of my natural. And my other units that are already out can be at my third base, just guarding my third. And just let that be. We'll let that be for now. That's how we'll deal with this. Probe count's almost done. Let's go ahead and transfer a bunch of probes up here. And let's go ahead and also take another base. Okay, he's still here. So attack towards up that base. Go back to my natural. Just green box the observer that was sitting here and the new units and just leave them here. And look what happened. That's what happens. The reason why this was important is because this is a key. Main natural is always like the heart of your base. Okay, it's your fucking heart. Protect your heart. It's important. Don't let your heart get just destroyed, dude. Don't let it get destroyed. Protect that shit. Don't let him just walk a DT in there and fuck you up. And now our probe count's done. So now we're also getting close to maxing out. So now let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and throw down a couple more robos. This guy is going ground units, so robos would be great. Let's go ahead and throw down 3 forges like we do in the other games. And let's throw down a bunch of gateways. Okay, we just spent all of our money. So now, again, probe count's good. Let's try and start a new nexus up here. See what happens. He's attacking my main, so let's select my whole army, go to my main. And let's not pay attention to this. Let's start making cannons at my outer bases. That is what we need to do right now. This will alleviate problems for us in the future. What's my probe count looking like? 59. We're getting fucked right now. Okay. Let's go ahead and make probes. Okay, our other base up here is getting fucked. Let's go back up there. So is this base. Let's go here first. Keep making probes, guys. Chrono boost this shit now. Because we're losing a lot of probes right now. This guy's multi-prong central boy. Go back up here. Let's make some Templar. Because we have a lot of gas. We can grab our new gateways we just made too. Make some more Templar. Keep making probes. Okay. So this guy just basically went fucking ham on me. And now let's go ahead and A-move his base. Shift A-move. Shift A-move. Shift. Shift. Tab. Go to the observers. Go to an immortal. And just forget about this army, okay? Now my probes are getting fucked still. That's fine. Let's just rebuild the nexus somewhere else and start making probes for another base. Make probes for a different base. Grab 4 probes to fix this for good saturation. And let's just start making stalkers. And the last place where our last beacon of hope. We're still making observer, or it's not observers, sorry. We're still making a you know, fucking probes is what I'm trying to say. Jesus. Let's make a pylon. We're getting supply block now. So this guy was kind of going for like this pseudo base trade style, where he's trying to just multi-prong me repeatedly over and over and over and over. And all we're doing is we're trying to mitigate the problem as much as we can. And even though, look at this. This is, again, the same thing we always talk about. Can you guys see that? Probe count right now is 46 for him versus 43 for me. We've only killed 1 probe. He has killed 70. He killed a lot of probes. But we... Oops, shit. But we made probes the entire time. So... we kept recovering. We kept taking damage and recovering, taking damage and recovering, taking damage and recovering. But then when we look at it, he's all harassed. He's all just DTs, 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 DTs. It would have been nice if we would have had cannons before this became a problem. We unfortunately did not. But we, so we lost a couple of our bases. We lost literally 3 out of our 5 bases. And this one's fresh. So really, we lost 3 out of 4 bases. But look at this, though. His whole army was dedicated into harassment. He has nothing to defend his base. So because we have this big ballin' army and he's really playing a non-committal style, we just decided to move our whole army out. And there was 5 stalkers to defend all of this. So his whole base is dead. And then we can just, focus on trying to always recover. We don't focus on our army at all. The observers will take care of themselves following an immortal. And our army will stick together for the most part while they kill shit. My army mostly will be fine by itself. But what we're doing is we're just making things like, oh, we're blocked, make pylons. Oh, we need probes, make probes. Oh, we need to make a stalker, make an archon. Make whatever we can. And yeah. This dude played more of a hyper-aggressive, almost all-in style. Look at this. We'll look at the probe count and then we'll move on. Look at the probe count already. So really quickly, just for a second here, let's look at the worker count, which is it's 31 for Protoss for him, and it's 30, or Jesus, it's 31 for him and it's 45 for me. Now let's look at army supply. His army supply is 10. With a delayed economy, his army supply is currently at 10. Our army supply is currently at 17. So we have more probes and more units. The trade-off is he's rushing tech. We do not have as deep in the tech line as he does. That's the one thing he has over us, which is he rushed DTs. So, but then that's also why I tell you guys, that's why we make an observer. That's why we make 2 observers. I didn't make observer number 2, by the way, until he showed me he had DTs. So if you're in a situation like this, where it goes like this, okay? Watch. DTs start smacking my probes. What do? How do I fix this? My rally point of my robo is in front of my natural. In front of my natural means I am now protecting my natural and my main base. My 3rd base is the only other base that I own right now because my 4th is not done yet. So I have 3 bases of probes that need to be protected. So when you think about this logically, how can we defend this with minimal actions? If I just select my whole army and go, hey, attack my 3rd base, like the area over there where the DT is killing my probes right now, that will now guard my 3rd base, and then I can then spend future money that I still generate. I can make another observer that will just rally point right here to the front of my natural, and new warpins of stalkers can go to the front of my natural. So now my 3rd is covered and my natural is covered, and even my main via the entrance of my natural. The only way he can fuck me up is if he has some type of attack at my 4th, or if he warp prisms my main, which is also what he did. But ideally at that point we would have like cannons or something. Or, just deal with it as best you can like we did this game. But now look. So we have DT, we have the new warpins and the new observer in my natural. And we have the whole army up here that now it actually shifted to my 4th base because another DT went to my 4th base. So we went and killed it. And now we're going to... At this point, too, when you know it's DTs, you could even make a forge faster if you really wanted to. But it's not the end of it's not the biggest of deals. Because, once again, look at this. Resources lost. He invested into DTs. Okay? He sacrificed economy to invest into really fast DTs. As a result of that, he has actually lost more resources than we have. Because the DTs are pretty expensive. And he didn't kill enough to justify it. So he's lost more than we have. On top of that, we are also mining way more than he is every minute. And this game has been going for a while, and we have had a good amount of probes like this now for a while too. So once again, if we talk about like the mountain of money Ours is up here. His is like down here. Like we're kind of like crushing his money mountain over here. He does not have nearly as much as we do, which is exactly also why we have a 60, or it's really a 58 supply lead. And growing. Yeah, he did a nice attack. He did a nice attack. We have, again, we have 70 probes, or he's killed 70 probes already. Probe counts, he's ahead now by 8. He did a good attack. But let's really quickly, for a second here, let's go to the production tab, and let's just watch this now for a second. This is literally what I always talk about. What's happening in production right now? Okay, let's look at that. He made 3 DTs right now. This is before the fight really starts. He's kind of backing off, getting ready to take the fight. And he also just warped in an attack into my main base and my natural. And all we're doing right now is we're just warping in shit at our base defensively and trying to rebuild things, like build a nexus here and there, whatever. But let's look at production now, okay? We're still building probes, so we're still recovering repeatedly. Building a nexus. Building a stalker. He warps in 5 zealots. Those 5 zealots happened at his proxy, the prism, so he's trying to kill me with that. So he focused all of it on that. Let's play it again. Production. Still making probes, making Templar, still making the Nexus, Archon. My point is this dude broke the golden rule again of worker production, which is this, okay? This is the golden rule of worker production. Or of workers, rather. Number 1. Saturation. Maintenance of saturation. There was no maintenance on this base the entire time. He did start a 3rd base, which we just now killed, but there was no maintenance. And even though that he could have been mining his 3rd for a while now, because that means like these patches have been mined out for a fucking while. He didn't do it. There was no maintenance. This is a big deal. This is going to severely hinder his economy. Secondly, he's doing a 2 base timing, and there wasn't enough saturation for 2 bases anyways. Like like I don't mind that he built the 3rd and he could have transferred probes to the 3rd if he wanted to stop making workers altogether, and he's fully all in or some shit. I mean, I can't jump on him that hard about something like that, but he makes a 3rd base. This is the thing, right? He makes a 3rd base, and he doesn't even have a fully saturated natural. There's some discrepancies there. I know there's a couple of probes also idle, but still. There's a bit of discrepancies here as to what to do with workers. Honestly, it just does not make a lot of sense. There needs to be like stopping points that make sense. The only stopping point that makes sense before you hit ideal macro number, which for these guides that I'm giving you guys so far is 80 to 85. If you stop at probes at a probe count below 80 at all, the only reason to stop at a probe count that is below that is because you don't plan on making any more probes unless you're going for a timing, and this timing is going to do a fuckload of damage. That's the only time. So, for instance, if we were to look at the build and we were to say, okay, there's probes being built, and then there's like a probes stop being built to make a bunch of gates or something. Like for instance right now, okay? Perfect. This is perfect. That's exactly what just happened. Look at the production. 2 gateways get started. There's 1 probe in production. The natural's it's making nothing. There's no probe being made in the main. The probes are chilling. These are the reasons why this player is in low league. This player is this player definitely, I would say this. This guy's micro is above silver. He is above silver at micro. He hit me in the top. He multi-pronged DTs on me the first time. He hit me on the top. He also simultaneously warp prism harassed me in the bottom. He kept hitting multi-pronged bases. His micro is above silver league. But he's not going to get much further than this until he fixes his macro, which is actually the big problem. He can actually just drop all micro altogether, and then he could just focus on macro and get higher faster. Because micro is not a fundamental aspect of StarCraft, but macro is. Macro is required. Micro is flair. Micro is nice. It'll definitely make you a more effective, better. Like, if you're really good already, micro will make you even more effective. But micro is not required for a very long time. But not doing shit like this is required. No probes. Probes idles. That's where you get results like this, where already I'm at a 12 worker lead. This is pretty fucking big, guys. I'm already mining 600 minerals a minute at this rate. This game is how long? 11 minutes and 23 seconds? That means for the next 7 minutes, if the probe count stays like this, for the next 7 minutes, I'm going to mine 600 more minerals than him a minute. And if this, let's just say it stayed exactly like this the whole time. What is 600 times 7? That's 4,300? Or 4,200? It's 4,200 minerals that I just have more than he does for no fucking reason. Like, it gets crazy if you don't prioritize your workers. Anyways, moving on. You guys get the point. You get the point. Are we doing Protoss today? Yep. I'm doing all 3 races. Again, I'm doing all 3 races every day. Pretty much. So far. Pretty much. Had to sub after I saw some of your YouTube videos. I just started StarCraft about 3 days ago, and watching your videos has helped me improve a tremendous amount. Yo, Green Eye, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you for the Prime, man. I appreciate it. Welcome, 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 welcome. Thank you, dude. Oh yeah. And Gunta, thank you for the 23 months. Love Bronze GM. Keep up the great casting. Okay, well, sorry, boys. This is a promo now. I'm just going to throw that out there. This is a promo. Apologies. This happens. I'll leave you with a final thought, okay? I'll just say this is a ZVP. This would have probably been the last game that I would have been telling you against Zerg to go for Immortals heavily. From now on, we're probably going to start going for Colossus for a little while. Just to further our progress in this matchup. And then once we get to, like, you know, probably Diamond, we'll start switching it up again with more real builds. But yeah, this game, just throwing it out there, this game would have been Stalker, Immortal, same thing as before, and I would have been walling my bases off, just like how I did the last time in PvZ in the other previous Protoss video. And the walls would have been like this. First wall would have been here, okay? With a 1 gap in it. First wall would have been in this doorway. Next wall would have been here and here. And then I probably would have taken this base as my 4th base, and I could even have taken like this base as my 5th base, and made a wall here, and then made a wall here. And then whenever I say making a wall, we're talking about putting gateways in front of your base with pylons behind them to make it hard for Zerg to like counterattack with like Zerglings, if we want to do something like that. However, if we didn't want to really make walls constantly, we could just make 1 wall here, call it a day. Every other building can go in my main or whatever the fuck I want. That also works. Walls just make it easy when you play against Zergs who go for things like Zergling Muta or like Hydra timings, because their units get stuck on the walls and they don't just run in and kill your probes. Anyways, thank you guys for watching Protoss Silver 1. We are now Gold 3, ladies and gentlemen. So, in the next video, I will see you guys then. Take it easy. Good luck to you. Keep grinding. Keep learning. And thank you for watching. Subscribe if you liked it. Later, guys.